All right, welcome back to Born Reviews. Nick, can't do it.
Australian?
Nick Australian, English, probably something else.
No, it's not English. That is the accent that Nick said, like Nick was trying to do when we were in England. And I was like, Australian.
It definitely was English that time.
It wasn't. Sorry, Jodi here.
Oh, just regular English. Okay. A regular American
No,
accent.
I was to say American accent because they're going to be like, we speak regular English too. No offense. But I know we'll get a little bit toot in the comments about that.
You guys stop reading those comments. And we're checking out some Dara. Now, when he says it, he says the O like ever so subtly. So Dara O'Briain. That's how I'm going to say it.
Okay.
And I'm not loving like the different size, capitalized and uncaps, and the person at the title on this video just saying, what's it called?
Signs You're Getting Old.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this one though.
Yes.
I was talking to my students about something, and I was like, in 2016. And one of my students looked at me, he's like, 2016? You were really old.
Stop it.
And I was like, that was 10 years ago.
Barely. We're just barely in 2026.
Gosh, you were alive then.
2016, like, oh my gosh, it seems like it was 6 years. I know it doesn't seem like much difference, but time, like, honestly, people are right. When you get to a certain age, it flies. When you're past all the milestones, graduating and turning 21 and getting married and having kids, the rest of it just flies by. We're going to check this out. If you like our reaction, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Sorry I said that.
It's okay.
And until next time. Nope,
we're not over. We're not over. How about if you enjoy this, hype this video. Let's go.
I'm struggling here. Here we go.
Yeah.
We teach things to kids, and we teach them because they can learn. Oh my God, have you heard this phrase once? Oh, kids' brains are amazing. They're like sponges. Have you ever tried to teach anything to a sponge? It is impossible to get it. Jump to the hoop. Jump to the hoop. You're the worst sponge I've ever trained. It's all thing about how it's so easy for kids to learn because they're young minds, and then you get older and it's very difficult to learn. Of course it's easy for children to learn because everything is new when you're a child and amazing, right? When you're a kid, it's like, oh, mountains explode and lava pumps out, or there's a planet with a ring around it, or there's a horse in Africa with a really long neck. Everything is fantastic. Then you get old and nothing is new. It's just tiny variations of shite you've already heard of. By the way, in the great eternal question of who's young and who's old, is 40 the new 20 and all this guff, right? Here's old. Have you got a pension? You're old. That is where we draw the line, right? Not just because you're planning for the future, and it's not all just about now, but mainly if you've got a pension, you once sat in a room with a bloke with a load of folders in front of him who went, I believe you want a pension. And you went, oh, okay, I'll get a pension. Right, and he went, what kind of pension do you want? And you went, Jesus, there are kinds of pension. And that is grown-up life in a nutshell. Shit you didn't care of comes in a million different varieties, right? I remember with a picture falling off a wall in my house and me going, oh God, I better get a nail, and going into a hardware store going, I need a nail. And the guy going, great, what kind of nail? There are kinds of nail? And the guy said, of course there are kinds of nail. What kind of wall is it? There are kinds of wall? I said, of course there are kinds of wall. What does the wall do in your house? It stops people from seeing me have a poo. Do you have a nail for that kind of wall? I think we can stretch to that. Grown-up life is either tiny variations of stuff you don't care about or stuff you wish you didn't have to know, but now you're a grown-up, so you have to know it. Like the first time any of us learned that trainers, runners, sneakers, whatever you want to call them, are stitched by 8-year-old children in Indonesia. And you hear this and you go home. This is not funny. I cannot believe you laughed at the build-up in that particular joke. The heart-wrenching story of child labour in another part. I'm going to do that again, and you better have a long think. You better have a long think about what you want. The first time you ever hear that trainers, runners, sneakers are stitched by 8-year-old children in Indonesia, and you go home and look at your own 8-year-old and go, look at the quality of work that
When you can't clean your room. Yes. I don't know what I'm doing, but yes.
Compared to the shit you're bringing back from that school. The money I'm spending on your education, for what? A rocket made out of tubes. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I can run in these. Do you see that, dear? Make me a shoe and I will put it on the fridge. Do we understand each other? And you do, because grown-up life is all about the high cost of things, right? And knowing the high cost, and people queuing up to tell you the high cost of things. Like, in everything, every want you express, oh, I think I might get a cat. Oh, immediately, oh, do you know how many animals a cat kills in the area around your house? No, God. I think I might need a hamburger. Do you know how many acres of rainforest are cleared to grow the grain to feed the cattle for your hamburger? No, God. Well, I think I might pinch my secretary's arse. No, it makes her unhappy. Oh, God. But you do, you learn this stuff because you're a grown-up and you want to grow up, and this is what is part of being grown up like. I'm going to give you another buzzkill, just for the sheer hell of it. I'm going to give you another buzzkill, just at the point where we're all having a bit of fun. We collectively, and again, this is not a gag, we collectively are running out of helium, right? Because you can't make helium, you can't manufacture helium. Helium is like a noble gas. So you just find it underground when people go mining, and you hold on to it really carefully when you bring it up. Because if you let go of it, it off into space. That is how light helium is. Helium achieves escape velocity and then it's gone. And we can't use it for the things we use helium for, right? Which would be like MRI scanners and things like that, right? Which means, where's my young friend? My young friend here, I'm just going to bring him in. My young 22-year-old friend, right? At some point, right, when you're a lot older, I'll be dead. I'll be long gone, my friend. But you, at some point, you're going to go to the doctor in like 60 years' time, which is when this crisis is going to really kick in. And you're going to go to the doctor and go, I need an MRI. I need an MRI. And the doctor's going to go, oh, do you? Oh, do you need an MRI? Is that what you need? Is this? You need an MRI? You need an MRI. Do you need an MRI? Right? Let me tell you about your MRI. Do you remember the day you were at the beach when you were a little lad? Remember the day you were at the beach and you're eating your ice cream and you go, yum, 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 oh, lick, 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 yum, 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 yum. You were done lovely ice cream, yum, 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 ice cream. But you leaned forward and the ice cream fell out of the cone into the sand and it was ruined. And you started to cry. But your dad saved the day, because he bought you a special balloon. A special balloon that you had to tie around your wrist because it kept bobbing away from you. And you spent all day looking up at SpongeBob going, this is the best balloon I've ever had. Do you remember that? Well, that was the last of the helium.
I thought he was going to talk about, sucking on the helium and making the different sounds.
Oh, gosh.
I need more helium.
That is actually so bad for you, too. It's fun, but it's bad for you. So here's my thing that I have a struggle with. If we do have limited resources, why do we just continue to use them and use them and use them without finding ways to save them?
Well, there's a lot of organizations and people that are trying to find ways to conserve and to...
And maybe it's just our government.
You take one tree out of the ground, let's plant two more. Kind of a situation.
And that's what it should be. That's what it should be. And again, maybe I'm just thinking of our government where we're just like, drill, baby, drill.
And I'm not sure what it was. The thing is, though, okay. The thing is, it comes down to consumers to have to fix all these messes. So I'm not sure what the product was, but some kind of product that was something that everyone uses. Like, let's say socks. I don't think it was that. But every time you buy a pair of socks, the company will plant a tree. Okay? Mm-hmm. Every time you buy a pair of socks, it will plant another tree. And so it kind of makes you feel, well, I'm only going to buy socks from them now because they're the ones that plant trees for me. Yeah. And it kind of makes you feel like you have, and that's great to take on a cause and this or that. But anyways, he is so right though. Like it's crazy, and there's still so much more I need to learn, but it's crazy how many adult things you have to deal with, whether it's taxes and whether it's, like just today, show my youngest son how to mow the lawn. Now, I could have shown him that years ago and he would have been just fine. But there's a lot of things where it's like, for me at least, and my dad was the same way, I'd rather just do it myself instead of having to show someone. Now, it was pretty easy. He picked it up. He was able to do it.
Yeah, he did.
It saved me some work.
Awesome.
It was great. But there's a lot of other things where it's, no, I think I'll just do it. I think I'll just do it myself because there's just so many different intricate things here or there, or you like it done a certain way. But like the world things, the life things, the bill stuff, it's just, I don't want to deal with that crap. I just want to buy the ice cream, not think about the interest it's going to earn if I use the wrong card and I got to pay it off or I forget, but I got to take this phone call.
Yeah. Adulting is the worst. It's the worst. I think if most of us adults could go back in time, we'd be like, let's stay teenagers just for a little bit longer.
I try to teach my students all the time. They're fourth grade, 10-year-old, 9 or 10-year-olds. Tell them all the time, enjoy it. Enjoy. I know you want to be an adult. Know you want that car. I know you want that no curfew thing. Now they're too young for that, but maybe some sneak out. Who knows? Just enjoy it. You get to go home. Someone's making dinner for you, hopefully. Someone's washing your clothes for you. Someone's planning your birthday party, and they're going to pay for everything. You don't have to worry about it. But if you like our reaction to this anyway, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And now, until next time.
Goodbye.